Where have I been? Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, everything seems so strange. I don't even know if I remember how to do makeup anymore because it's been almost 2 months since I applied anything on my face, apart from, I would say, 2 weeks ago or last week during the funerals. Oh, where have I been, you guys? I've actually been around. I've been mourning. It's been a rough year for us, you guys. Like, it's really been a terrible year. Sometimes I'll be like, is it possible to just rewind back to 2019 and then we just keep 2020 and we just land in 2021, because it's been a horrible year for me, you guys. I know I just disappeared all of a sudden from social media. Although I briefed you guys what was going on my Instagram, but I wasn't even in the right frame of mind to kind of think about posting it on YouTube. It didn't even cross my mind, because you know one thing, when you're mourning or when you lose a loved one, all you just want to do is shut down. You know, nothing really matters anymore, and it just makes you feel like why, like I had a lot of questions, you know. I was like, why are we even in this world? Why would people come to the world, suffer, do everything, and still end up dying? These 3 past months, January, February, March, has really been a horrible year for us. But within the month of February, within a week in February, I lost my mother-in-law. You guys, if you watch my videos, you know, if you watch my YouTube videos, you know I did a video, a mom-in-law rates my outfit video here on YouTube, and also few of my vlogs, because sometime last year and like 2 years ago I was very heavy on vlogging. So I have few of my vlogs where I showed my mother-in-law, and you know, it was yeah, I had few of my videos where I showed my mother-in-law, and we were planning on lots of videos for this 2020. We had so many ideas, and we've always thought about filming kind of you know, mom-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship, because when I posted the video of mom-in-law rates my outfit, a lot of people were amazed. A lot of people were shocked at the relationship we have, you know. So people were asking a lot of questions, and you know, me and my mom-in-law, we went through those comments, and we decided, we were like, okay, you know, we're gonna where is this thing? We decided, we were like, you know, we're gonna do a video and, you know, just talk to people who are very interested in knowing how to build a relationship, a mother-daughter-in-law, a mother-in-law daughter-in-law relationship. So we had all these plans for this year, and last year, towards the end of last year, my mom-in-law, she's always had kind of some medical issues. Of course, you guys know, it's not like, you know, she's 20 or she's 30. She's, you know, she's still young, and she's just been having, she was 66 when she passed, and she's been having some health challenges, you know. And we really wanted a situation whereby she would have more of a quality life, you know. Towards the end of her life, she was more into like taking medication, you know. She would go visit her neurologist, her diabetic doctor, and things like that. So like, she just started taking, they just started kind of giving her a lot of medication, and we were like that it would be better to get to the root of whatever the problem was. And you know, she had a heart issue when she was born, so everything has been managed all this while. And then towards the end of last year, the doctors, she went for an appointment, and the doctors discovered that kind of her valve, you know, there is something called the valve. It's connected to the heart, and it's always 2 valves, and then they noticed that her 2 valves were getting affected. You know, they weren't really pumping blood to her heart. So the doctors suggested that we do it. They gave us two options, that we do an open heart surgery or we do a valve clip. So of course we all know open heart surgery isn't an easy surgery. It's kind of an intense surgery. So we were like, oh, thank God, at least they gave us an option to go for a valve clip. You know, when they clip the valve, it will help a lot with, you know, pumping the blood to her heart. So we were all excited. We decided to go for the valve clip. So that was, they discovered this around, I would say, October last year. And the doctors were like, oh, that they are giving us maybe 3-4 months to decide, and then they will have to go on with the whatever we decided, if we're doing open heart surgery or the valve clip. And from that November, we just decided with her, you know, my husband, my mom-in-law, her daughters, me, the husband, we all decided that the best thing for her would be to go for the valve clip. So we were all excited. We were getting ready for the valve clip. And yeah, they said, the doctors were like, it will be up until December or January. We have to get back to them December or January to let them know what we decided to do. So the valve clip is not going to like solve the whole problem, but it's just going to help a lot with you know, moving blood to her heart, pumping blood to her heart and everything. And with the second option, which is an open heart surgery, that will help a lot. It will kind of get rid of whatever the problem was, like 95%, you know. So I remember around November, December, my mom-in-law, I'm so close to her. Like, if you don't know, if you see me and my mom-in-law, our relationship, you will think she's my mom. And it's so crazy because even when she was admitted, a lot of people that, because she was admitted at a hospital very close to my house, so it made it so much easier for me to go over to her to the hospital and, you know, be with her. Nurses and even people that came to visit, you know, it was so difficult for a lot of people to actually know that I'm her daughter-in-law. I'm not her daughter, because a lot of people said for some reason we just started looking alike, you know. I just all of a sudden started to look like my mother-in-law. It was just crazy. The resemblance was crazy, you know. If you didn't know, if somebody told you she was my biological mom, you would believe it, honestly. And where was I before I digressed? So for that, towards that, after that October, November, December, I remember when we talk on the phone, because we talk a lot. I talk to my mom-in-law like maybe 2 times a day. If we don't talk every day, we probably talk like maybe every other day, but we're always on the phone. Even sometimes when I'm filming, she will call me. It was such a beautiful relationship we had. So I remember back then, whenever we were gisting, and we'll bring, whenever this issue of heart surgery comes up, she will be like that she's definitely not going for an open heart surgery, that she's, it's kind of, you could hear some kind of you could feel, you could see that she was scared of open heart surgery. She didn't want to do it. And I would always tell her, oh mom, you know, thank God that we're not going for the open heart surgery, we're just going to go for the valve clip, you know. That was what we all decided on going for. I love it. I love celebrating like Thanksgiving and Christmas over at hers. But this last Christmas, my cousin came to my house, you know, from all the way from Canada. So I told my mom-in-law, I said, we won't be able to make it down to her house. So she was like, oh, that's fine, and we're just gonna come up to you. They live like 45 minutes away from us. So she said, oh, that won't be a problem, we're just gonna drive up to you guys for Christmas. So I was so happy. My mom-in-law and my father-in-law came to our house and we all celebrated Christmas. It was so fun. We took pictures. You guys know we're used to, I and my family, we're used to posting holiday pictures on the 25th of December. So we all took the pictures. It was all good. And after Christmas, they left. So of course, remember they told us from that October that we have like 3 months or 4 months to decide on what to do. So finally, after Christmas, we went back to the doctors and, you know, we told them exactly what we decided to do. That we all decided to go for the valve clip. And mommy was, you know, she was all in support. We were all happy that at least after that there won't be no medication. Can you imagine living your life like every single day of your life you just based on taking medication? It was just too much that we wanted to give her a better life. That was all we had in mind. We just wanted her to experience a better life after the valve clip. So we didn't get into the hospital January, but then I think second week of February, which was around February 10th, she went into the hospital. And before they could do the surgery on her, they decided to do an x-ray to check on her valve to make sure everything was, you know, how it was 4 months ago. And surprisingly, the doctors came back and they were shocked. They were like, they don't know what happened, but it's like everything deteriorated from what it was the last time they checked her. So it just got worse. It just got bad. So the doctors were like, right now we don't even have an option for the valve clipping no more. They just suggest for an open heart surgery. You guys, you don't even know. Like, just imagine going to the hospital to do one thing, and then they just bag you into a corner all of a sudden that you have to do something else. You know, we're all kind of displaced, and the doctors, they were like that they don't suggest us taking mom out of the hospital because of okay after they did the x-ray, they discovered that her valve, the two valves that they wanted to clip, that one was already 100% clogged and the other valve was 90% clogged. That means she was just living off of 10% it was just 10% of one of the valves that was sending blood to her heart. So they said that the best thing for us to do would be to go for the open heart surgery. That's already when she was already at the hospital. So there was no option for us. It's either we go for it or we just watch her, like take her back, take her home, and then just watch her die, you know, something like that. So we thought about it. We were like, okay, you know what, you know, we just started praying. You know, we were like that God is going to see us through with whatever be the problem, you know, whatever we finally decided to do, that God was going to see us through. But remember, you guys, I told you all that back in October, November, December, that whenever I talked to mom about this open heart surgery, she didn't buy the open heart surgery at all. For some reason, she was just so scared of open heart surgery. So for me, I just started having this very odd feeling in my within me, you know. I was like, something ain't right, like something is definitely not right. So they scheduled her for the open heart surgery on a Monday. So on Sunday before the Monday, we all got ready. We spent really good quality time with her. We were laughing, we were gisting, and you know, she was happy. And while we were gisting, her eldest daughter, her name is Yawande, she told Yawande, oh, did you bring the documents? I was like, Yawande said yes. So I was like, mommy, what documents? What are you talking about? She said she asked Yawande to bring all like her properties and documents, that she just wanted to let us know what she has. And immediately she said it, my husband, you know, we are strong believers, you know, we don't even give space for anything that is not what we believe in. So I and my husband, we tackled her immediately. We were like, why are you bringing your documents? Like, what are you trying to tell us something? What's going on? You know, we now started kind of rebuking her. We were like, there is no need for that. You're going to go for this surgery and, you know, everything is going to be all right. You're going to come out, everything, you know, we're all going to rejoice at the end. We were telling her that. But my mother-in-law, she's such a believer, you guys, like a chronic believer. Like she's so into the word, you know, the word of God. She's not easily moved by like fear and things like that. But for some reason, I noticed, you know, on a normal day when you tell her something like that, she will be like, yeah, you're right. There shouldn't be any negativity. Let's just have one hope and one, you know, let's all have one prayer point that everything is going to be all right. But I noticed that even after me and my husband rebuke her, she would be like, Ify, Rinde, I know everything is going to be alright, but I just want to make sure you guys know things I have in case. She just kept saying it, and whenever she says it, we try to rebuke her, and then she will, you know, she will keep saying what she was saying, and then it got to a time, me and Rinde was like, okay, let's just let her say whatever it is she wanted to say. She started from her life insurance, that in case if anything happens, she has so amount with her life insurance that can help with her funeral. You know, she was just saying some things that I just got scared. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I don't know what mommy is trying to say. You know, she just said that nothing is happening. She's here with us, you know. But in case, we were like, mommy, please just stop saying this in case. Nothing is happening. And after we all finished staying at the hospital that day, because they said we were supposed to leave the hospital at 8 p.m. so they could get her ready, because the surgery, the open heart surgery was going to be the next morning, I think around 6 a.m. So we all, you know, we stayed with her the more we could, and then around 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock, we decided to pray. We all gathered in her bed and we prayed. Mind you, nothing was, you know, she was physically fit, you know, nothing was wrong with her physically. It's just that, you know, the problem with her heart. She was strong, she was talking, we were eating, we were gisting, you know, everything was normal that day, you know. So we prayed. But while we were praying, I don't know, I have this very strange thing about me. I have a very, very soft heart. For some reason, while we were praying, I just looked over to her and I could see this, there was just this fear I could see in her that I've never seen in her before. And then all of a sudden, I just found myself crying. I busted into tears. Ireti, who is the youngest daughter, her youngest daughter, she's the youngest daughter, but then when I came along, you know, I became mom's youngest daughter because Ireti is older than me. Ireti joined me and started crying, you know. My husband was like pinching me. He was like, what are you doing? Why are you crying? Something like that. But I just found myself crying. So after the prayers, mommy was like, you guys, I just want to leave you all with something. We were just there looking at her. She said, I love each and every one of you equally. I don't love anyone less than the other. All of you are loved. I love you guys so much, girl. As in, I busted out. I was crying. And at the same time I was crying, I was just, you know, praying in my head. I was like, you know, this is just mommy just talking, you know, just saying things, that nothing was happening, everything is going to be all right. I kept reassuring myself that everything was going to be all right. And after we stayed with her, we all gave her a hug. I went over to her bedside and I was like, Mom, everything is going to be all right. You're going to go through this surgery. You're going to come out. I enjoy her jollof rice a lot. Like, mommy, I don't know. You know how people always struggle between Nigerian jollof and Ghanaian jollof, but I don't know, you guys. Have you ever tried Liberian jollof? My mother-in-law can cook circles when it comes to jollof rice, and she knows I enjoy her jollof rice a lot. During all these ceremonial things like Thanksgiving, birthdays, Christmas, she knows, like, I don't joke with her jollof rice. So I came to her bed. I told her, I said, Mom, don't even worry, we have a lot of jollof rice to cook. Like, we're just waiting for you to, you know, come out from here. You're gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be fine. You need to see us gisting in the kitchen while cooking. She will just be sitting down telling me what to do, and then I'll be over at the stove. And it's so funny, sometimes if she feels something, like, I cook all the time in my house, but the way she pampers me when I'm in her kitchen cooking is so crazy. You will think I'm a child. You know, she'll be like, let's say the pot is hot and I decide to take out the pot from the fire with my bare hands. Oh my gosh, you need to see her screaming. She'll be screaming, Ify, take the cloth, use cloth, and, you know, I don't want you to hurt yourself. She was just so mindful of me, you know. She was just so mindful of me, you guys. So I told her, I said, Mom, we have a lot of jollof rice and birthdays and Christmases to celebrate, so nothing is happening. God is in control. She was like, I know. So I went over to her bed, I kissed her, and we all left. So in the morning, of course, the surgery was supposed to be 6 hours. At most by 12, they should be able to have finished with the surgery, right? So I was home with the kids. All the kids were in my house. I was taking care of them, but of course my whole mind, my whole heart was at the hospital. So I called in the morning to see what was going on. They said they just wheeled her in. So we were all, we were all praying. We called our family pastor. We were all, hoping for the best. We were praying, and then they took her in. A surgery that was supposed to last for 5-6 hours ended up lasting for almost 12 hours. They wheeled her in 6 a.m. in the morning, and they came out around 5 p.m. We were already getting worried, like what was going on, like what's happening. We were all getting, worried. And then, of course, because I wasn't there, I was always calling on the phone, and Linda would be like, babe, don't call again, I'm going to call you when she comes out. So it got to a point, I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop calling and wait for them to get back to me. At last, Linda called me and said, oh, thankfully that mommy is out. They just moved her from the surgery room to ICU, where she was supposed to recover. We were all happy. She slept all throughout post-surgery until Tuesday. We were all happy. We kept, believing God. We kept praying. I was just, on top of it, making sure everybody was fine, because my house was kind of the center where everybody landed. This is what, 25 minutes? Oh my gosh. Then on Tuesday, she woke up, everybody, we were all happy with you, but she was in serious pain. She was in obvious pains, a lot of pains, but the doctors, they were like, oh, she's going to be fine. Her hand, because of the fact that she received a lot of IV, her hand was like swollen. She was in a lot of serious pain. So, but the doctors were like, oh, everything is going to be all right. And on that Tuesday, the doctors were like, oh, she's doing well. They even removed the gas, that thing they normally put in people's nose that can help with breathing. They took that out. They said, oh, she can now breathe on her own. She was doing pretty well on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden on Wednesday, they discovered that she wasn't moving urine, she wasn't using the bathroom, she wasn't peeing, everything was just stocking up on her body. She wasn't able to pee or use the bathroom. So the doctors decided to carry out some tests on her, and they discovered that something was going on with her kidney. So they decided to do dialysis. They were like, oh, that's going to help her with moving her urine, and that will help her with using the bathroom and things like that. So we were like, okay, we agreed on them to do dialysis on her. That was on Wednesday. So they did the first dialysis, and after that Wednesday, everything seemed okay. She was able to use the bathroom after the dialysis, and we were all happy. And then on Thursday, it was like everything started going down south. Everything was just, you could see everything was just all of a sudden going down, even like her heart rate, everything was just, it just started getting pretty scary, you guys. That was on Thursday. And then they said, okay, and then all of a sudden, even the urine she started passing, she just stopped passing urine. So the doctors were like that they are going to repeat another, dialysis on her on Friday morning. Friday morning around, I would say 5:30, we were sleeping. Rinde and I, we were in our bedroom sleeping. Rinde's phone rang. It was my father-in-law. He was like, Rinde, you gotta get here, like right now. You gotta get here right now. Rinde was like, what's going on? What's going on? Daddy said, please come. I don't know what's going on. So, of course, I woke up from sleep. I was like, what's going on? Rinde was like, oh, babe, don't worry, but I need to go. I need to get over to the hospital. I said, okay. So, he quickly put on his clothes. I don't even remember if he brushed, if he brushed his teeth. He just put on his clothes, took the car keys and ran out. I told him, I said, please be careful while driving. Everything, God is under, everything, God is in control. And he left. So I guess while he was running out. Yewande heard his footsteps because Yewande was sleeping down, you know, downstairs. So she heard his footsteps and she ran upstairs. She was like, what's going on? I said, by then Rindo already dashed out of the house, running to the hospital. So Yewande was like, what's going on? I told her, I said, I don't know, but Rindo just got a call from the hospital. Daddy called and he told Rindo to start running to the hospital. So Yewande was like, okay, I'm going. So she said, let her go brush. She ran to the bathroom to brush her teeth. And while she was brushing her teeth, my phone rang again. It was Rindo. Rindo was already at the hospital. Rindo was like, I was like, babe, what's going on? What's going on? He said he doesn't know what's going on, but he came in and mommy's heart rate or whatever it was that was in the 80s when they left last night was already like in the 10s and in the 8s and in the 7s and in the 6s and in the 5. He said he was just standing there, the heart rate, everything was going down, and then all of a sudden everything shut down. You know, he was like asking the doctors what was, like, he was on the phone with me, or he was also talking to the doctor like, what's going on? The doctors were like, oh, that, you know, he shouldn't worry, because we were on video call. So we were on video call, so I was seeing what was going on. You know, they were doing a lot of things, and then Rinde, all of a sudden, he just walked out. He couldn't stay inside the room no more. He walked out, and the doctors were doing whatever they were doing in there. And then this is still as if it happened like few hours ago. I was on the phone with my husband, talking to him, trying to encourage him and tell him everything is going to be all right. And then all of a sudden, I saw the doctor walk out from mommy's room. He just walked over to Rinde's side, touched him on the shoulder and said, we are sorry, she passed. Guys, that was exactly how he said it. He just touched him on the shoulder. He said, we are sorry, she passed. I was holding my phone. My hand started to shake. I was like, I screamed on the phone. I said, what do you mean she passed? What are you talking about? Like, I just saw myself. I started screaming. I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean she passed? What do you mean she passed? My husband was like, babe, hold on. I'm going to call you back. And then he hung up the phone. Guys, like, my whole world, like, my head started to spin. Oh, my gosh. You know, there are some people who are just a family member, and then there are some people who are kind of the iroko tree of a family. Like, some people are just the main person holding a family together. That was my mother-in-law. She was like the iroko tree. You know, she was like the tree that was firm, standing, and then we all are perching on her. You know, that was how she was to us. She was just a mother. When we mean a mother, you guys, her grandchildren, mommy never played with either of us. Mommy was the kind of a woman that the twins or any of her grandchildren, they will have as much as headache, like a headache, you guys. Like, you know how sometimes kids just run a fever and they have a headache, and mommy learns that any of her grandchildren are sick. She will call you 20 times a day. She will recommend home remedies 20 times a day. Like, she was just, excuse me, she was just so involved in our lives. It's not just her grandchildren, even us. Like, let mommy hear that Ifoma is not feeling well, or I'm running a fever, or like, she's just, I don't know how she, you know how sometimes you know somebody is a super mom. Mommy was a super mom to us and her grandkids. Like, at a very young age, I just started to pray for my mother-in-law. I would always say, God, please bless me with, you know, a loving, caring, God-fearing mother-in-law. I would always tell God that the problem wouldn't come from me. I'm going to respect my mother-in-law. I'm going to love her. I'm going to treat her like my mom. You know, I always used to say that. Because I remember back in the day, some people would tell you, oh, number one, they don't want to be bothered with any child that, like, any man that is the only son. Of course, my husband is the only son, because people believed that only sons are always very, very attached to their mothers. And you guys, when I mean attachment, my husband is more than attached to my mother-in-law. They are so attached. So what I did was, when I came in and I saw that relationship, some women would like to tear that relationship apart or start making it seem like, oh, now he's married, you know, you don't have to be that close no more, you know. That's exactly where the problem starts to come in. But when I came in and I saw that, you know, beautiful relationship both of them shared, my husband talks to my mother-in-law every single day, you know. They gist, they talk like for maybe 30, 40, 50, 1 hour on the phone. So when I came in and I saw that, instead of me to get jealous or to try to separate them, right, I just joined in, you know. I made them, instead of 2 peas in a pie, I made them 3 peas in a pie, you know. 3 of us, we all just, we're so fond of each other, you know. We just, even sometimes I will do something wrong, right? And then I will go and report to my mom. I say my mom. I will go and report to my mother-in-law. Like, I will be like, Rinde is the cause of the problem, right? Instead of my mother-in-law to rebuke me, she will go and rebuke Rinde. Like, it was just such a beautiful relationship that, oh my gosh, you guys. You know how sometimes you be like, the least person you expected something to happen to is the person something always happens to. I had this high hope that she's going to go for this surgery and come out and, you know, heal, and we're going to spend time together. We had a lot of plans, a lot of vacations, you know. She couldn't fly because of her heart problem, you know. We wanted to like go to Nigeria. We're finally getting our house in Nigeria, so we wanted to do a lot of things with her. So we had a lot of things planned with her this year, and we didn't know barely 2 months into the year this would happen. And what can we say? Of course, the first thing that happened was shutdown. Everything became so, the world itself became so bitter in our mouths. Like, nobody wanted, you can't even think about work in such situation. There is nothing like work. I wasn't even thinking of YouTube. I wasn't thinking of anything like that, you guys. Like, I wasn't thinking of, truthfully, I wasn't thinking of anything like that. I was so angry. I was so bitter. I kept asking, like, how is it that it's always the good ones that end up, you know, going, passing away like this, and it's only bad people we have all filled up in this world? How come it's always the good ones that go? Why is it like that? You know, she was just that kind of a person that, instead of this thing to cause a problem between both of you, she would just tell you to have it. You know, she always speaks about peace, about love. That was all she was about. You know, we're family. Even when you're having issues with each other, she would always speak peace and love. And, you know, like I said, she was just the glue binding the whole family together. To be honest with you guys, like, she was just the main person in the family, you know. She was loved. We took care of her so well. That was one of the things, like, whenever I remember her, I know that I gave mommy my best. I spent quality time with her, you know. She always comes to my house. She always spends time with me. We watch movies. Like, mommy loves Nigerian movie a lot. So, of course, during the week, I'm always working. But, like, towards the weekend, like Fridays, I will always call her and ask her, mommy, what is the latest movie? What's popping right now? And then she would tell me the movies that she watched during the week. Or even during the week, if she was watching a movie she feels like I'm going to love, she would just send me the name of the movie and tell me, oh, I can see, you know, I should see it during the weekend. And also vice versa. If we watch a movie that we think she's going to love, I just text her the movie and tell her, mom, you need to see this movie. You know, it was just so much love. If I'm shopping and I see something I think she's going to like, I just get the thing, ship it to her house. Like, that was the kind of relationship we had. And she will call and be like, if he stops spoiling me, something like that, you know, and we always laugh over it. So I'm so thankful that I was able to show her, you know, that mother-daughter-in-law can have a beautiful, perfect relationship without struggles, without quarrel. And, you know, our 10-year wedding anniversary, which happened February 12th. We spent it right by her bedside. She was already at the hospital February 12th, and mommy was so worried. She was like, Ify, how can you guys be celebrating your 10th year wedding anniversary on my sick bed? And I was like, Mom, there is no way we could have wanted to spend this you know, anniversary if not by your bedside. Like, you're here, we're going to be here with you, you know. That was, and I wasn't just saying it for just saying its sake. Like, I was really, that's just the kind of person I am, you know. I wasn't just saying it just to say it. I really meant it. I really enjoyed spending that day with her. Just imagine if we decided to, me and Rinde decided to maybe go on vacation or something that February 12th, and then probably by the time we come back and this happened, just can you imagine how it would have been? So I'm so thankful, I'm so happy we were able to spend at least the last few days of her life by her bedside, you know. Like I was saying, I've seen a lot of women say that they don't want to end up with an only son because they are always so attached to their mother. Some women even said, oh, they don't want to marry a man that the mother is still alive. And I used to wonder, like, we all are going to be mothers-in-law one day. How would you feel if your children's spouse said they don't want, like they won't marry your child just because you are alive? That means they are automatically wishing you death, you know. That's normally how I see it. And I always cringe whenever I see women say things like that. Oh, they don't want to marry a guy that the mother is still alive just because of this mother-in-law, daughter-in-law problem they have in the world. And we were really planning to make a YouTube video on that to encourage people. Sometimes when I talk about our relationship, I always say it's kind of a match made in heaven, because she accepted me even before she saw me. A lot of you guys don't know that I met my husband on social media. I met my husband on Facebook. It was just my picture my mother-in-law saw, and she loved me. She just approved of the relationship. Just my picture, you guys. When I moved to the US to join my husband, everything was just, you know, we just kicked it off from the beginning. People will always say I'm a very lovable person. I guess it's just, you know, I just came in and I took her as my mom. That's just the truth, you know. Mommy would, if I did something wrong, she had the right to you know, to rebuke me and to correct me, and I took it wholeheartedly. I didn't see it as if, oh, my mother-in-law is correcting me or things like that. That was one thing about Mom I loved. She knew her boundaries, you know. If I did something that wasn't wrong, she had the right, of course, you know. I told her, I said, Mom, you are my mom. And throughout the 10 years we've been married, Mommy never, I can't remember Mommy ever referring to me as her daughter-in-law. She would always call me her daughter, you know. So that made me also, you know, take her as my mom. She was, for me, she was my mom. And that was why I think this hit me so bad. All we live by right now is all Mommy's memories. It's all her memories, you guys. That's all we live by right now. And sometimes when I think about it, I don't know how this year's Thanksgiving is going to be like, because we're used to spending Thanksgiving in her house, Christmas at her house, you know, birthdays. Mommy always come here for everyone's birthday, and we always go over at her house for her and Daddy's birthday. And even during summer, we like to do some family activities during summer. She will always call. Like now that the weather is already, you know, getting better, she is already, if she was here, she would already started calling, like, what are we planning for this summer? Where are we going? Like, even though we don't go out of the state, right? We always have like activities filled up during summer. Maybe we go to Six Flags, great adventure. We go to Six Flags. We do a lot of, you know, park activities and things like that. And when I think about it, I don't know how this year's summer is going to be, but I know God is faithful. Oh, and she's also a very big celebrity back in Liberia. So she sings, she's into gospel songs and things like that. So we will always sing over the phone, you know. She will be praising God, we will be speaking in tongues, you know. We just be in the spirit. And now when I think about her, I just imagine Mom in the presence of the Lord, where there is no sickness, where there is no restrictions, streets made of gold. You know, that's all I see when I think about her now. And I just see her morning, afternoon, night, just praising God, just worshiping God, just what I know she enjoyed doing here on earth. And now she's now right there with God, you know, with Jesus, and she's free. She can jump, because back then, because when she was alive, she couldn't jump. You know, you could see some restrictions. She had a lot of restrictions, you know, with her health. And now she's so free. She has a new body, and she can do all those things now. Brand new body. She can pray, she can worship. That's all I think about, you guys, you know, when I think about her now. And I couldn't have asked for a better mother-in-law, honestly. She was just like perfect, match made in heaven for me. She was just the perfect person I needed to be my mother-in-law. Right now, I know my daughter-in-law is not going to have a single issue with me. I'm going to treat her exactly how my mother-in-law treated me, because she treated me so nice. I didn't have a single problem throughout the years I was married to her son before she passed. My mother-in-law actually was the architect of me starting YouTube. When I came to America, I was more like misplaced or displaced. Is it displaced or misplaced? You know, I didn't know what to do. Just imagine leaving your country, coming to a brand new country, and you're lost. You don't know what to do with life. She was watching Good Morning America one day when Cassandra Bankston came up. I think they interviewed her because she had done a video on acne. You know, she's someone here on YouTube too that has that used to have, because I believe her acne is all gone right now, but she used to have a terrible acne prone skin. So when she saw Cassandra Bankston, she was like, oh, that this is something she feels like I can do. And mind you, I was so scared of even anybody seeing me without makeup. And you know, she encouraged me. She was like, just know that a lot of women are passing through the same thing you are passing through, and it's definitely going to be a blessing if you're able to share some tips with the world to help people who also have acne. You know, she just started making me believe that I could do it. My very first video here on YouTube, my baby shower, if you click all the way to the beginning of my channel, you will see that video. That was my very first video, you guys. And after I finished filming, I sent it to her. She was so happy. She encouraged me. She said, oh, that is so nice. You know, one thing about her is even when you know, you're trying to make something happen, she will always encourage you that you're doing well, you should keep it up, you know. She was just that person you needed to really boost your morale. That was her. I lost my mother-in-law on the 21st of February, and then on the 25th of February, I was just here. I got a call from Nigeria. My dad called my husband, and they were talking on the phone, and then all of a sudden I just heard my dad say, are you there with Ifeoma? My husband was like, yes. Say, okay, can you move away from her? So immediately he said that, I was like, my heart skipped. I was like, what's going on now in Nigeria? Like, what's happening? So, well, I pretended I was in the kitchen. So I pretended as if I didn't hear what my father said. My husband moved away from the kitchen, and a few minutes after he came back, he was like, babe. I said, yes, what is the problem? What happened? He said, daddy just called and something happened in Nigeria. Oh my gosh, you guys. I said, what happened? He said, your grandma just passed. Hey, Jehovah, like this, eh? You will be like, is it only me that death saw this month? What is going on? That was all I thought. I was like, what is all this? What is really going on? You know? Yeah, my mother-in-law, February 21st. My grandmother, February 25th. That's 4 days. So within a week, I lost 2 people. My grandmother played a very big role in my life. When my parents divorced, they had to take us down to the village to stay with her, while my mom tried to pick up the pieces of her life. So for almost, I think 7 years, we stayed with my grandma. So she was my mom at a point. You know, don't be deceived by all this aje you see. I'm also, you know, I can farm, I can do gari, I can do palm oil. I can do all those things, you guys. Like, I grew up in the village when I would say in a certain part of my life, you know. I also grew up in the village with my grandma, so she taught me a lot of things when it comes to farming and village life, you know. So she played a very important role in the life of I and my sister. So to have missed my mother-in-law the same week as my grandma, you guys, if I was broken 80% when my mother-in-law passed, I now broke 120 over 100 when my grandma passed, you know, all within a week. So there was no way I could have picked up myself to come back and just, you know, keep working, filming videos as if everything was alright. Everything wasn't alright. So I really had to take a break. Nothing made sense to me no more. Everything was like very bitter. I will wake up in the morning, I don't want to eat, I don't want to be bothered. And also my husband, you guys, it wasn't also easy on him, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it wasn't easy. I hate it when I have this thing all over my lips, and this happens whenever I apply a particular lip gloss. And I just want to also thank a lot of you that checked up on me. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I was loved this much, because I received a lot of emails, a lot of DMs on Instagram, a lot of messages, comments. People would just, you know, were just sending their, you know, kind of checking up on me. People were like, Omabel, is everything okay? That's like people that didn't know what was going on. A lot of them were like, Omabel, is everything okay? And then people that knew what was going on, you know, because like I said, I posted a video on my Instagram. A lot of them kept checking up on me and making sure we were all, you know, we were all trying to come out of, you know, the pain and the loss. And I just want to say thank you, you guys. Like, you don't even understand how much it means for you to be going through things and you have someone just send you an email or a message just to let you know they are thinking about you. Like, you won't even understand how that feels. It's as if within that period, like, you know, you just won a lottery, because it feels so good just to know that somebody is actually thinking about you. And a lot of you reached out, and I'm also that kind of person that reach out to people. Like, if I watch people here on YouTube or on Instagram, or even like people I know, right? I enjoy their content, and then all of a sudden I stop seeing them. I'm always that kind of person that always goes to their email or to their DM to check up on them. So when I saw that being reciprocated, you guys, you know, it felt so good, because I was going through a lot. But definitely I would like you guys to please let me know my content. Like, what contents would you like to see from me? Because I'm back to filming. I'm so happy. At least I can keep myself busy. You know, sometimes when you're going through things and you're not idle, but you know, you're not doing what you love or something like that, it can really get on you. But I'm so happy, at least I'm back. I love filming. I love talking to you guys. I love acting like a mad woman, because it's only mad women that will just stay on their own and be talking to themselves, which is what I'm doing right here. Nobody is here with me. I'm down here alone, you know, just talking to you guys. I like being mad for a couple of hours just talking to you guys. So please, if you have any video suggestions you would, you know, like to recommend for me, please let me know which of my videos you guys enjoy, because I just don't want to waste 2020 just filming anyhow videos that you guys are going to see from me and just click pass. I want to film videos that I know you guys are going to watch, you know. So definitely let me know which of my videos you would like to see more, and I will get that out for you guys. But on a lighter note, you guys, how are you all doing with all this craziness going on? I hope you guys are staying safe. This whole thing, you know, it's crazy how sometimes you think something like this is not going to affect the world, and right before our eyes, this is affecting the whole world, like everywhere. everywhere is on shutdown. You want to make sure you take things that is going to help, you know, boost your immune system. You want to make sure you show yourself up with vitamin C, like vitamin C products like oranges, lemon. I like to do this lemon tea. I put in lemon, ginger and honey. It's such a nice tea. I really enjoy taking it, and it helps a lot with boosting your immune system. You guys, this hair is over 2 months old, and this is the highest I've actually had on a hair. I always just have my hair on for maybe 2 weeks, at most 2 weeks plus, but surprisingly this one is over 2 months. What do you guys think? Should I'm thinking of taking it down, but the problem is my braiders, everybody is on quarantine or quarantine right now, so the braiders, they are not on. I want to take this down and make a brand new braid, but everybody is off. So for now, I guess I have to probably take this down and start wearing weaves, or just leave this. I don't know. I was just asking my husband if this hair is still good. He said the hair is as if I just made it, but let me know, you guys. Do you think this hair is still good for me to have on? Because it's 2 months now. Like it should be over 2 months. It's not even 2 months. It should be over 2 months since I made this hair, and surprisingly it's still waxing strong. It's been so long I used this highlighter, you guys. This is I think $5 or $7 highlight from LA's the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. I really love it, and this highlight brush is definitely always doing my highlights some justice. And of course, you guys already know the brushes I'm using is from Beauty Crush Cosmetics. This is the only brushes I use, you guys. I have the green set, but this one is the pink set. This is the pink set, you guys. It has everything you need for a full face of makeup, from your powder brush. Look how huge this is, to your foundation. They actually have 2 foundation brushes. They have contour brushes. They have highlighters, blush. This one is dual ended brush. They have this. They also have eye brushes. I use their brushes all the time here on my channel. MAC Flat Out Fabulous, I think, yeah. Oh, this used to be one of my favorite lip color, you guys. It has that very nice kind of blue tone pink. Love it. I guess I still got it because, like I said, I was really getting concerned that I don't remember how to do makeup again. But surprisingly, you guys, we were able to get through this kind of chit-chat update video. We're back, you guys, so please let me know any video of mine that you enjoy and you would like to see more of this year. Definitely let me know about it in my comment section, so I will get those videos out for you guys. And yeah, I'm back, and ozemena. My people always say ozemena, meaning let more not happen again. I guess that's the translation. But yeah, we're believing God that the remaining months in this year is going to be a blessing. It's going to bring lots of blessing to the world, to us, you guys, because as you all can see, everybody, we are all suffering with this coronavirus issue. You can't go out, and the weather is getting nicer and nicer and nicer. I was like, why didn't this happen when it was winter, when people didn't want to go out? But now it's like the weather is getting so nice and you're being locked up in the house. And yeah, this is not the best time in the world, but let's just keep praying and let's, you know, keep thanking God, because we know the rest of the year is definitely going to be amazing. It's going to be a beautiful rest of the months in this year. And yeah, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and till my next one, I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, and please don't forget to hit that like button below.